Next traction failure is autoregression with LSP glowing. The abnormal sign for this traction failure is when MP is moved from 0 to N, then to plus, LSGR extinguishes, that means GR progression takes place, and immediately GR comes to 0 with lamp LSP glowing, which means one notch progression takes place and immediately with LSP lamp glowing, notch regression also takes place. Now, the reasons are train brakes not released or wet rails or oil substance on the rails or excess load. So the first reason is related to the train and other circumstances due to which wheel slipping of wheels may take place, which leads to differential current. That means difference of current on the QD connected branches, and which leads to autoregression with lamp LSP glowing and auto sanding. So the reasons once again: train brakes not released or wet rails or oil substances on the rails or excess load. The second reason is slipped pinion or locked axle. So this is a defect in the locomotive itself. One of the TM pinions might have slipped. The two TMs on which the QD is connected, that is QD1 is connected on TM2 and 3 branches, and QD2 is connected on TM4 and 5 branches. So any of these 4 TM pinions, if it slips, it leads to this traction failure. And the same time, due to locked axle also, this traction failure occurs. If any of the TM branches which are connected with QD1 or QD2, if is affected due to locked axle, this traction failure will be experienced. And next reason is any one of the line contactor is opened or any cut in the pair of QD connected TMs. This means due to line contactor opening, any one of the line contactor opening on the QD connected TM branches, or maybe any other open circuit on the QD connected TM branches, also leads to this traction failure. Fourth reason, whenever any shunting contactor is welded, in which QD is connected, it means on QD connected branches TM 2, 3 or 4, 5, if any shunting contactor is welded, then it leads to difference of current, so which will cause QD to act, and which energizes Q48 relay, and Q48 actions we know. It closes its interlock on Q51 relay on tap changer circuit, and Q51 relay will cause autoregression. And number 2, it leads to auto sanding, because Q48's interlock is on standard circuit, and also LSP lamp glowing can be seen. So troubleshooting. Check for BP pressure in the gauge. As we have seen the reasons, if there is any problem with the train, that is brakes not released, such problems, ensure the BP pressure in the gauge, it should be at the prescribed levels. Then if there is any brake binding or any abnormality or excess load in the train, you have to get it attended. If everything is normal, BP pressure is normal and there is no brake binding, then, and the load also is okay, then you have to apply sand and close ZQWC switch or press BPQWC push button switch, which helps to compensate or balance the difference of current on the QD connected branches, and you can try to resume traction. If unsuccessful, after following the procedure that is prescribed above, if unsuccessful, take 1 or 2 notches and observe both ammeters and voltmeters. If A3 is not deviating, we all know that nowadays each traction motor branch is connected with 1 meter, that may be voltmeter or ammeter. So if A3 is not deviating, which means there is open circuit on the TM3 branch. So place HMCS on 4 and resume traction. If A4 is not deviating, which means there is open circuit, maybe line contactor not closing or any other open circuit on TM4 branch, which is causing QD2 to energize and causing this auto regression with LSP glowing. So keep HMCS 2 on 2 and resume traction. If U2 is not deviating, it means TM2 branch is open circuited. So place HMCS 1 on 3 and resume traction. If U5 is not deviating, place HMCS 2 on 3 and resume traction. U5 is not deviating means TM5 branch is open circuited. Further, if auto regression takes place while operating MPS, then avoid MPS operation. So this is auto regression with LSP glowing at higher notches. We all know MPS is field weakening, which is available from 20th notch onwards. So to increase the speed, so after applying the maximum voltage, Locopilot uses this field weakening method. So whenever you are experiencing auto regression with LSP while operating MPS, then avoid MPS operation. This may be due to non-closing of shunting contactors on QD connected branches. So whenever we operate MPS, one shunting contactor closes on all TM branches. But if any one of the shunting contactors has some problem and not closed on QD connected branches, it leads to difference of current. So it leads to auto regression with LSP. That's why it is advised that if auto regression takes place while operating MPS, then avoid MPS operation. Then, if auto regression takes place due to slipped pinion, so how can we find out which pinion Which TM has slipped pinion? Stop the train. Stop the train and apply brakes. Depute assistant loco pilot to stand near the truck and take one notch. Observe for any spinning noise or rotation of traction motor pinion. If any one of the TM pinions rotates freely or spinning noise is heard, isolate the corresponding TM and clear the black section with permissible load. Otherwise, contact TLC. And next one, if auto regression takes place due to locked axle, detach the loco from formation. Depute assistant loco pilot by the side of the loco to observe moving of wheels. Move the loco and observe whether all loco wheels are rotating freely. If any wheel is not rotating, you can conclude that TM has locked axle, and request for assistance from TLC. So breakdown staff assistance is required. So that there are certain points that can be considered. Lower notches auto regression with LSP. Lower notches auto regression with LSP indicates L2 or L3, that is QD connected branches, line contactors, QD1 connected branch line contactors L2 and L3, or L4 or L5, not closing. If you are experiencing auto regression with LSP at higher notches after operating MPS, indicates QD action due to shunting contactors not closing. And finally, another traction failure is partial loss of tractive effort. Abnormal sign. When MP is moved from 0 to N and then to plus, GR is moving, but tractive effort is affected and not moving properly. Otherwise, we can call it as poor engine hauling. Reasons. The line contactor L1 or L6, which is not connected with any QD. QD1 is connected to 2 and 3 TMs, that is L2 and L3 line contactors, and QD2 is connected to TM4 and 5, that is line contactors L4 and L5, and the remaining two line contactors are L1 and L6. If any one of these two are not closing for any reason, it leads to partial loss of tractive effort. That means we don't experience any auto regression with LSP or other indications, other traction failures, but we can feel the loss of tractive effort. That's why it is named as partial loss of tractive effort. We can simply understand like 6 motors running, then how we can feel the engine hauling, and only 5 motors running, then how will be the engine hauling. We can sense the difference. That's why we call it as partial loss of tractive effort. So troubleshooting. Ensure HMCs 1 and 2 are in one position. Check for any air leakage from line contactors L1 or L6, electrovalves and their pneumatic pipelines, because any pneumatic leakages may lead to unhealthy closing of line contactors or failing to close the line contactors properly. So that's why check and ensure there are no air leakages from line contactors, electrovalves or their pneumatic pipelines. Check cable connections. Check wire connections to the line contactor coil L1 or L6. If there is any slackness or if there is any disconnection, you attend it. If unsuccessful, if U1 does not deviate, isolate TM1. If U6 does not deviate, isolate TM6. You can find out by taking few notches. You can observe meters. As we have already discussed, nowadays as a modification, every traction motor branch is connected with any one meter, that may be voltmeter or ammeter. So by taking a few notches, you can observe, you can conclude which TM branch is open circuited or which line contactor is not closing. If U1 does not deviate, isolate TM1. If U6 does not deviate, isolate TM6.